There was an attack on a school by a trans person. I think this is, how many attacks is this? 1966 to 2020, there were 402. They've resulted in 1,449 deaths, 3,590 victims, both injured and killed. So those are the statistics. And out of those 402 attacks total, since 2020, there have certainly been more since then, 3 of them have been trans, to my knowledge. 3, or maybe 4. And, of course, the one thing that Republicans are laser focused on right now is the fact that the latest one was a trans person. And they're claiming that being trans is the problem, rather than the fact that there's a gun behind every blade of grass. I believe Melissa Joan Hart had a kid that went there too, and she was like crying and saying like, please pray for us and all this stuff. I'm sorry, man. Prayer didn't prevent this from happening. We're not going to be able to pray our way out of this. Prayer is not the answer, okay? Legislation is the answer here. I'm so sick of hearing people say, pray, pray, pray. It's not solving the problem. You can pray for the end or whatever if you want, but in the meantime, you're going to have to legislate.
She is also 9. She was classmates with the 3 9-year-olds who were killed.
And now she's traumatized permanently for the rest of her life because this guy wanted to spread guns far and wide because he wanted to line billionaires' pockets with even more money. Line the NRA and gun manufacturers' pockets with as much money as they can possibly get their hands on at the expense of human lives. And now, thanks to his decision to propagandize to make rich people even richer, his daughter is permanently up because of his decisions. This is his fault that his daughter has to deal with this for the rest of her life. I hope he's happy with himself.
It was a particularly poignant day, and it's not over. It's not over for that family.
No.
Or any of the families. One of my best friends, actually, his office is the building next door to that school. I called him when I heard on the radio that something was coming down, and he didn't even say hello. He's one of my best friends. He didn't even say hi. He went, I'm watching it all. I'm watching it all. He was just, it's been a devastating thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
He caused this. You know what? I don't want anybody to lose a kid. I don't want anyone to lose their lives. This is probably a controversial position I'm about to espouse. I feel for anybody who lost a kid. Anybody. Any single person. I feel so bad for them. I'm so sorry. I don't care who it is. Could be Donald Trump. Could be anybody. Melissa Joan Hart, whoever. No one should have to face the pain of losing a kid like this, ever. But if you didn't lose a kid, and you were just startled by this situation, I have zero sympathy for you. Zero. I'm sorry for your kid that they are traumatized as a direct result of your actions, propagandizing for the gun lobby. I have no sympathy for this guy. What a joke, sitting here with tears in his eyes. Go yourself. I don't care. This is your doing. In every way, this was you. You did this. Your fault. Take accountability for your stupid up actions. I don't give a shit about these tears.
You're right. I mean, I'm one of those people that takes my kid to school, and I'm really good at embarrassment. That's a gift. And so just thinking about how I would have felt had that been her is right. Just beyond what I'm ready to deal with, honestly.
Sure.
And it could be stopped tomorrow if we instituted a number of things. There isn't a single solution to this problem, but I'm just going to give a few right off the top of my head, okay? Institute a gun buyback program. Not mandatory, just optional. If people want to sell their guns back to the government, they can. They can do that. Oh my God, I can't believe I just knocked myself off. That's an option. That would lower the number of guns that are in circulation, make them harder to get their hands on for some random person, right? If you want a gun, you basically can't just stumble upon one. You have to actually purchase one. Institute strict licensing and training programs to guarantee if somebody has a gun in their hand, they know how to handle it. They know how to handle this gun. They know about trigger discipline. They know exactly how to load this gun. They know when the safety should be on. They know not to point it at anybody. They know not to flail it around. They should know precisely how to handle a gun. So strict licensure, expensive licensure, say $500 for the license to carry a gun, renewable every 6 months. And you have to pass a field test and a written test. It should be harder to own a gun than it should be to own a car. And you know what? If you're one of those responsible gun owners, fine. Fine, you can own your gun. But it's going to be like owning a car. You're going to take it seriously. Owning a gun safe will be mandatory. You must have a gun safe, and the gun must stay in that safe when it's not directly in your possession. And maybe I could be convinced that people should be subjected to semi-yearly, like every 6 months, inspections, random inspections to make sure that they're storing their guns properly. Just that. I haven't even banned assault weapons yet. Just those things would go a long way towards solving this problem. I would be super happy with banning assault weapons, too. That would be fantastic. Nobody needs an assault weapon. Nobody. Okay? The military needs assault weapons. Your stupid doesn't. There are like a billion things that I could do that would still allow law-abiding gun owners, quote-unquote, to continue to own their guns. Gun insurance. You have to pay an insurance company every single month to own this gun, and the amount goes up for every gun that you own. And the insurance company pays out to victims. Not just mass victims, but just victims. Victims of gun violence are compensated for their loss, their pain, and their suffering, and all of that stuff at your expense. I think if we started there, I'd be happy. I'd be happy with that. But go ahead, cry and pray, and we'll see how that works out.
We have to pray for those families.
This is so worthless. I can't even believe I'm listening to him. I can't believe that after a Christian school was attacked, he says we have to pray. This guy, whoever the he is a joke.
Yes, we do. Pastor Hank, I know you knew about what was going on.
There's a power imbalance if some people have guns and others don't. I simply disagree. I'm sorry. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. If people want to have guns, we've tried the other way where anybody can have a gun. You pass them out like candy. We've tried that way. It's not working. So that power imbalance is just a necessary part of the equation. There's no other option here. I'd rather have a little power imbalance than have, how many, 3,500 dead kids, or how many? No, that's unfair. I should be accurate. It was 3,500 casualties, which means injured or other, just victims, injured and killed. 1,500 deaths. Those are just in mass attacks. That's not even counting gun deaths in general. Just in 2022, we had 44,000 gun deaths. 2022, 44,000 gun deaths. Okay, no excuse for this. None. Honestly, I don't believe that guns should even exist in the United States, period. We shouldn't have guns in this country at all. The military, the National Guard, and maybe police officers should have access to guns, and that's about it. Why the do we have sticks that, when pointed at somebody, it murders them? And why are those passed out to everybody and their sister? How did we get to where we are right now? I don't understand. How did this happen?